Alright, good morning and welcome to day 3, which is our checkout day from the Galactic Starcruiser. Pretty much nothing's happening today here on the Starcruiser. We're going to go and get some breakfast and then head out. And that's about it. So, let's go get some breakfast. So it's kind of looking like we're seeing the same stuff as yesterday. So waffles, waffle sausage and egg. This is like, what do they call it? Sweet bread. Well, this is different. Green pea berry toast or avocado toast. This is the fruit granola again. Some fresh fruit. What else is over here? Oh, this is new stuff. We got this one's just called scrambled eggs. No like interesting Star Wars name for it. What's that? That's another pizza? What is this thing? A meteor egg. Ooh. Sausage, flat cake batter, and turmeric aioli. Okay. What's this? Breakfast meat pie. I don't know what that is. Oh, this one. Look at this guy. Crispy tuber waffle, cheddar egg bite, apple fruit bacon, herb egg butter sauce. I missed this one. Spiced boba tea. I didn't even see that. That was right next to this. All right. So we've tasted everything so far. This, what did they call this? They called this like breakfast. It was a breakfast pizza. It was pretty spicy. Everything else was really good. My favorite thing was the bacon that came with this stuff. We had 3 of those. That was very delicious so far. Oh man, we came up to the atrium and boy, what a mess. It's a good thing we went to sleep last night and we didn't have to deal with any of this mess. So we are back from the Starcruiser. I had a really good time. I enjoyed myself very much. But I kind of wanted to go over the Starcruiser experience with you and like my overall thoughts.
So if you had to describe your overall thoughts in one sentence about the Starcruiser, could you do it?
Yeah, because okay. All right. It'll be like a little bit of a. I'll have to go into more detail, of course.
Yeah.
But a fantastic experience with a little bit of FOMO, and it was a bit hard with a 3-year-old. Okay. So I really enjoyed myself. I liked going to the Starcruiser. I think that it is the essence of Disney because it has live actors. It's got characters that you know. It's got new characters. It has that like heart that Disney has. It gives you that feeling of walking into Magic Kingdom, the magic. You know what I mean?
Because you are the magic.
Because you are the magic.
Well, I think the other thing too is that you become a character.
Yeah.
Like you are a character.
And that's one thing that was a little bit hard for me because I don't know a lot. I say that. I know kind of a lot about Star Wars, but I have a bad memory and I'm not good on my feet with Star Wars facts. So when you first get there, they're like, "Oh, what planet is everybody from?" And people are like, "Florida," and they're like, "I don't know what that is."
It's also
so you have to
planet.
like, yeah, but you have to like, where you say Earth, and they're like, "Oh, I've never heard of that place before," because their story takes place a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Right.
So they want you to come up with like you don't have to, but like they kind of like play into a storyline that's in the Star Wars universe. Another example of that was I was wearing my Disney Cruise Line shirt, and one of the crew members was like, "Oh, I like your shirt. What is that?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Oh, it's a cruise line, like a boat." And they're like, "A boat?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, "There are no boats in the Star Wars universe." And I guess there's not. So like the Gungans can go underwater and above water, but they fly above the water. They never like go on the water. And I was asking some of the other like guests on board, like, "Are there not boats in the Star Wars universe?" And they're like, "I can't think of one right now." So that was one of the things that was like, you kind of have to be like quick on your feet, Star Wars wise. You know what I mean? And also like come up with a home planet. And so some people were like Chandrila, which was where the ship was originated from, like its home port. And then they would ask you questions about it. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know anything about like, I could have been like, "I'm from Naboo." And they're like, "Oh, how's the weather?" And I'm like, I don't know. You know? So the FOMO part was I would see Star Wars characters, like characters on the Starcruiser, interacting with other guests, and I was like, "Ooh, I wonder what's happening, like what's going on?" But like I wasn't involved in that storyline, so I couldn't just like jump into the storyline. But there were storylines that I could jump into, like Sandro. I could jump into that storyline no problem, and they kind of like invited me into the storyline, but I didn't get too deep into it. So that was the FOMO part, and then the difficulty with the 3-year-old was 3-year-olds in our case, Jackson likes to do stuff all the time. like non-stop stuff. Like he would just be happy running down the halls.
Well, something that I noticed just editing the footage is that if he was doing physical stuff,
Yeah.
I think he would have been good. But a lot of the stuff that they have you do is storyline.
Storyline,
So
right.
it's not physical as much as it is like just talking.
And that's interesting because when you're thinking about this experience for your family, you know your kids. If your kids are story driven, like Jackson loves books, but he hasn't gotten to the point yet where he is able to really like make up a story from start to finish. He can kind of like come up with a little bit of a story and then it kind of like dies off. Whereas like engineering wise, he could go into that engineering room and figure out every single thing in there, no problem. So much so that like the captain or the cruise director came up to me afterwards and was like, can we give Jackson a job as an engineer? And I was like, I mean, sure.
So here's my question.
Okay.
What would you say, since you were there with Jackson by yourself, is this Starcruiser good for, in your opinion, a 3-year-old? Or would you say you should start maybe older?
Here's my age that I will give you. I think your child should be able to read.
Okay.
Because one thing that I didn't do, and that they were totally fine doing, is like I have my own phone. Jackson doesn't have a phone. We could have gotten Jackson a phone on Starcruiser. They have phones to loan out. Like if you don't want to use your phone, you can use one of their phones.
Could you show the videos?
Yeah, sure. This is what Jackson made. What is it?
It's a car crew.
It's a car crew? Oh no, I broke it. I'm sorry. There, I put it back together.
Where is it broke?
I put it back together.
Where is it broke?
I put this little piece came off and then I put it back on. Yeah, he could have gotten a phone to use, but he doesn't know how to read, so he wouldn't have been able to really like read what was going on. Like he could have gotten a message from Sammy and he would have been like, "Oh, I don't know what this says. I can't read." So I didn't do that. Yeah, I forgot what the question was. So I think that the best age is like reading age. As soon as your kids can read, that would be the best time to take them. Not discouraging you from taking a 3-year-old because there are definitely things in the Lothcat crew that he really enjoyed. He really liked lightsabers. He really liked porg detection drill. And they also treated him like they didn't leave him out of the storyline. Everybody would talk to him and everybody would like invite him to different things to see things like the rock moving and stuff like that. The one thing that I think, and I wonder if we missed out on was there a character that would put him, so this is, I'm going to break some of the magic. When the character, you wear your magic band and when the characters interact with you, they'll shake your hand or fist bump you or something. They have a magic band reader on them so they know who they're talking to. Like when Wraith Cole would shake my hand, he has a magic band reader on his wrist. So he's reading my magic band so he knows, so the computer, the overall starship, knows who he's talking to and can then send automated messages through the Play app to me. So, from Wraith Cole. And so Jackson didn't wear his magic band. He doesn't like wearing a magic band, so I just kept it in my pocket the whole time. So anybody that he shook hands with or high-fived or fist bumped, they didn't get any of his data. And I didn't know, because he didn't have his phone, if like the Saja, who I said that he was really interested in the Force stuff with, was like sending him messages. That might have been what happened on the first day when I was like, I feel like nobody's really interacting with us, because maybe they were sending messages to the phone that he should have had, and he wasn't answering. Like, you're supposed to answer in the app, and I was answering my stuff.
Gotcha.
And like the Sajas never talked to me after that in the app. So in my opinion, I think this experience is something best suited for maybe 5 and up. But every family's different, so you know your family best.
So where do you see the Starcruiser in a year?
Okay.
Where do you see it in 5 years?
All right. I hope with all my heart that it's still around. I do also recognize that my cruise was not full enough to have 2 dinner seatings. Like, there was not a lot of people on the cruise, which made it a little bit more personal. But then I also realized that like the May the 4th cruise was completely packed. So like, I think that as long as, and they've said they are going to do this, so I think that as long as they continually update the storyline, add new characters, maybe like change the outcome of things, I think they'll bring back in repeat customers and kind of like spark new interest in it. And that would keep it going. But I do also understand that like my cruise was not even a third of the way full. So I think that there is a struggle there to get people to come, but I don't want it to go away.
Do you think that the Starcruiser will be around in 5 years?
I hope so. Yes. I think that Disney will do something.
Well, so
Change it.
Maybe something with pricing, possibly.
Possibly because
How much did you pay for your sailing?
$3,300.
And why was it less expensive?
Because I got an annual pass holder discount. And right now they're offering, they're offering annual pass discounts. They're offering DVC discounts. They're offering Disney Visa discounts.
How much did you save? Do you remember?
30%. I saved 30% off rack rate. So, pretty good.
So, do you think that you had a successful Starcruiser vacation?
I do actually think that it was a very successful trip. I wish that I could have done more, but I was satisfied with what I was able to do, like what the storylines that I was able to follow and be a part of. I think Jackson had a really good time too. He really enjoyed doing the lightsaber training. He loved the Porg detection drill. He was blown away by being able to move a rock with his mind. Oh, and he also loved the engineering room. And also, we will 100% be booking this again as soon as Oliver's old enough so that all four of us can go. And I realize that I might not have the same opinion as everybody, but I 100% want to go again. And I will go again. So, that's why I hope the Starcruiser survives, because I have such a good time on it. So, all in all, it was a fantastic trip. And like I said, I can't wait to go back again. And with that being said, we are off. We'll see y'all tomorrow. And now it's time to pay the price.